Tuesday, the 27th of November, the year is 2018, and today is the second day of the Blue Economy Conference. Now, yesterday, there was a lot of commitment from leaders and pledges towards sustainable blue economic practices. Now, today, the conversation shifted from national level to local, with leaders and relevant stakeholders deliberating on ways of bringing the blue economy right to the ground so that it can benefit the local Mwananchi. A very good evening to you, and thank you for tuning into BULLETIN TV. It's always a delight knowing that you've taken your time and are keeping us company. I am Ondiro Ganga, ready to bring you up to speed with all the top stories making headlines. And as you know, we're all about business. Let's take a look at some of those stories.
They are the most vibrant economic zones, and in aggregate, they generate about 75% of global GDP.
The Blue Economy Conference Governors and Mayors Convention bring efforts closer to the people.
Water bodies are also boundaries, marked boundaries between nations, even internal water bodies.
The Sustainable Blue Economy Conference Business and Private Sector Forum making a beeline for the blue economy.
For us at Equity Bank, we just wanted to say we have been listening.
Equity Bank launches online forex trading platform. Catch us if you can. Thank you for staying with us. Now on to our top story. If counties that are aligned to water bodies are to reap the fruits of blue economy, proper urban planning must be the foundation upon which those cities are developed on. These sentiments were echoed today by His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta during the Governors and Mayors Convention at the ongoing Sustainable Blue Economy Conference being held at the KICC. Take a look.
Delegates, honorable ministers.
Addressing the governors and mayors at the convention, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta laid bare the statistics pertaining the blue economy and cities, relating these successful numbers to proper urban planning as a vessel being used to steer that growth.
They are the most vibrant economic zones, and in aggregate, they generate about 75% of global GDP. They provide millions of jobs to our people, and as multicultural and multiracial centers, they foster cross-cultural integration. Properly planned urban spaces are therefore vessels for innovation and technological transmission. The United Nations Environmental Programme estimates that half of the world's population lives within 60 kilometers of the sea. And historically, cities have been located on coastlines, by rivers and by lakes. And as we have been told, 8 of the top 10 largest cities in the world are coast located.
He further went on to say that having a water body next to a city is a great economic boost.
This is because there are many transport, food, and ecological benefits. Products traditionally flow into countries through their ports, and this has set a precedent for populations to naturally migrate to coastal areas.
However, he equally stated that these coastal cities are not short of challenges.
But our cities and towns are also experiencing serious challenges which threaten to slow down the vibrancy and growth potential. For example, over 748 million people lack access to clean and safe water for drinking, and another 2.5 billion around the world lack decent sanitation systems.
The president went ahead to say that the government intends to change the narrative of Kenyan cities by introducing changes, and while at it, challenged the county governments to play their part by adopting new models of leadership and development that will foster growth.
We therefore urgently need to give priority to resource use implementations and environmental impacts of urbanization. In planning the cities, we need to make them more compact to avoid urban slump and economize on the land under concrete. I believe we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to shift increased urbanization onto a more environmentally sustainable and socially just path. Decisions made today on urbanization and land use models, as well as on critical infrastructure, will determine whether our investments are future-proof or whether they lock us onto an unsustainable future. The burden is heavy on national governments, but also on mayors and governors of cities to establish a new model for city governance and politics that support imaginative business propositions and experimentation.
With counties falling under the devolution docket, Devolution Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa went on to encourage collaboration, stating that knowledge exchange will go a long way in helping Kenya realize the full potential of cities along water bodies.
All the large cities in the world are located by the sea or next to a river or next to a lake, highlighting the importance of water bodies in the establishment and growth of urban areas. We are therefore seeking to learn from these cities of the world on how to unlock the potential of our own cities and towns that are by the sea, like Mombasa, like Kisumu, and I saw Professor Anyang' here, the governor of the beautiful lakeside city of Kisumu. And this is important and in line with Sustainable Goal number 14, which is to conserve and sustainably use our oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. It is also in line with SDG number 1 for ending poverty, SDG number 2 for food security, and SDG number 8 for decent work and economic growth, particularly for our youth, who are the majority in our cities, in our countries, and who will also be the majority in terms of beneficiaries of what we do here through this Blue Economy Conference.
Kenya is not short of counties that are next to water bodies, from coastal counties at the Indian Ocean to counties with or next to lakes. If explored well, these water bodies are resources that could change the economic state of those counties and put them on the map. Well, staying with the blue economy, as the blue economy entered its second day, events turned their focus from global and national levels to community-level impacts. It's against this backdrop that the business and private sectors met to discuss the business economics of the blue economy and how they can tap into opportunities in the blue economy. Daisy Wambua has that story.
Contribution of business and the private sector in creating wealth.
While noting that the private sector is a leader in the adoption of technology, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta vowed his commitment to the private sector in their continued investment in the marine space.
The contribution of business and the private sector in creating wealth and employment is self-evident the world over. The products and services that we continue to enjoy are as a result of your innovativeness and creativity. Businesses are always forward-looking, whether in technological innovations or product development, and you are always at the forefront. Today, technology and innovations are opening up more business opportunities, especially as we reflect on the opportunities that our oceans, our seas, our lakes and rivers have to offer.
In this age of sort of Internet 4.0.
The president encouraged the stakeholders and investors in the private sector to scale up their investments in the marine sector so as to tap the full potential of the blue economy in the country.
So we are here today to encourage you to scale up your investments in these areas and other new and emerging business opportunities that are provided by our oceans, lakes, and rivers. Oceans, we are told, alone have an asset value globally worth about $24 trillion and an annual value addition of about $2.5 trillion.
Bringing together these two pillars.
He went on to state the need to address challenges faced in the exploitation of oceans as they affect businesses and hamper poverty eradication efforts in the country.
However, we cannot derive maximum benefit from our maritime resources without addressing some challenges. Climate change, for example, is causing ocean temperatures to rise, compelling tropical water fish to move to cooler waters. It is also drying up our rivers and lakes, and this, at the same time, will also negatively affect the growth of our businesses.
We can also set the platform, bring to the table.
He further encouraged the investors to come up with an investment approach model that will positively translate to their businesses while prioritizing sustainable development over short-term investments.
What we are looking for from you is an investment approach that embraces sustainable business practices and returns. This should be our imperative. There should be no trade-off between sustainability and economic vitality. And I urge all represented here today to prioritize sustainable development over mere short-term profits.
While giving his address, Professor Atri, Chairman Indian Ocean Rim Study Mauritius, stated that the already established and emerging industries need to leverage more on technology so as to continue linking the blue economy with other happenings of the world economies.
I would like to see that the role of the accelerated technologies, the artificial intelligence, automation, what impact it is going to have in restoring the health of the ocean, as well as what impact it will have in providing employment, job opportunity, accelerating the GDP growth rate in the developing countries, advanced countries, and we have to see the job-oriented effect of the accelerated technological change, which is termed as fourth industrial revolution, which is a must. Nobody should be left behind.
If the world is really committed, I think they need to come with...
Kiprono Kitoni, National Chairman of the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, outlined various opportunities in the blue economy that are available to investors from the private sector.
Large industries like tourism, coastal development, shipping, and port infrastructure, as well as attendant services, are also reliant on the coasts, on the seas, for their economic activities. We also have opportunities in tourism. We have a rich cultural history, including several beaches, heritage sites, unique cultural national parks, etc., as well as inland water bodies that will provide a place to stage more economic activity around the blue economy.
Tourism and fisheries, both important sectors.
He went on to state the need for private-public sector partnerships in the attainment of sustainable blue economy in the country.
Our country is completely committed to the blue economy, and in order to fully realize this, we have to conduct much more intense feasibility studies, and we need to see greater cooperation between the public sectors and the private sectors. This will help us to explore greater public-private partnerships in areas of research, product development, concept development, exchange of intellectual property, financial and human resource development. That is a key paradigm.
It is a game changer.
About the expectations of the chamber from the conference, Kitoni had this to say.
We would like to see the commitment of the private sector match the commitment of the government. You heard from our president yesterday. I don't need to belabor what he said, but we in the private sector have that equal commitment.
As more stakeholders eye the opportunities that the sustainable blue economy presents, it is only prudent that a multi-sectorial approach is prioritized if its benefits are to be realized for the economic development of the country. Reporting for Brand Plus TV Business News, I am Daisy Wambua.
Today, Equity Bank has launched an innovative online forex trading platform dubbed EasyFX. The trading platform targets both SMEs and corporate customers, promising to deliver on speed and convenience. With EasyFX, clients do not need to visit the branch to transact in forex. Here is more on the story.
Introducing EasyFX.
Speaking during the launch and alluding to their tagline, "Your listening, caring partner," Equity Group Chief Executive and Managing Director Dr. James Mwangi noted that EasyFX was as a result of them responding to the customer's need.
For us at Equity Bank, we just wanted to say we have been listening, and we think what we have been launched today is our understanding of your needs. It's our understanding that you no longer want to spend time coming to the bank. You want to have control of your resources, of your business, and you want to do it whenever you want to do it, wherever you are.
Dr. Mwangi went on to highlight how such endeavors are turning bank into a lifestyle, placing the customer family at the driver's seat.
We're really making banking a lifestyle for people. Wherever you are with your money and you have with a banking capability. It's no longer the bank, it's the capability. The capability has been shifted from the bank to you. Including Kenya.
He further pointed how the service EasyFX will drive a 24-hour global economy.
Banking is no longer about Monday to Tuesday, Monday to Friday. It's a 7-day capability. You can buy foreign currency on Saturday and Sunday. You can buy foreign currency at night. We are enabling a 24-hour global economy.
Equity Bank Managing Director Polycarp Igathe gave further impetus to the bank's agenda on making banking part and parcel of people's lives.
We gather this morning to mark the beginning of the rollout of a set of products, as Johnston has told us, that establishes the culture of banking as something you do. Banking is no longer somewhere you go.
Igathe went on to note that the new product was a commitment to SMEs, who truly are the bedrock of the economy.
We are here today to actually demonstrate that this EasyFX product that we launched is commitment to supporting SME and the corporate segment of our customers, with whom we see great opportunity to work together, especially as an ecosystem. Make ourselves mutually beneficial, make it easy and convenient for you to transform lives and livelihoods. And what is transforming lives and livelihoods in simple English basically means we're looking to work with SMEs that wake up every day to help us eat, to help us drink, to help us dress ourselves, to help us transport ourselves to and from work, to help us sleep, to help us wake up. Primarily, we are here to encourage growth in the real economy.
Most of you, I know you have a lot of business going into.
On his part, Equity Bank Director of Treasury, James Motuko, started by first acknowledging that despite the transformation in the forex market over the years, it is still shrouded in mystery.
After the 2000s, we're now in the 2018. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to propose to you that nothing much has really changed. Foreign exchange is still a mystery. foreign exchange is still seen as an elitist club, understood by very few.
Towards this end, he noted that this misunderstanding could only be done away with if greater control was given to the customer through digitization.
The digitization of the bank has already been done in almost all areas. We have allowed customers to serve themselves. It's only one area where we had not done that, and one area where the customer has really walked a tough journey. And this is on the foreign exchange side. So we needed to let the customer do this for themselves. We needed to let the customer serve themselves in terms of foreign exchange.
EasyFX offers real-time.
The solution he proposed, EasyFX, the star of the moment.
EasyFX gives you freedom, choice, and control. The freedom, choice, and control is given to the customer. It moves from the bank, and the customer becomes the center. The customer can now serve themselves. The customer does not need the state or the bank in the middle. They can serve themselves. They can get the prices online. They can decide when to transact, when not to transact. Basically, it compresses distance and time and providing us with the resources.
As the banking sector continues to witness disruption thanks to technology, Equity Group's holding seems to have its pulse on the market, providing innovation solutions on the fast movers basis. The challenge remains how the other players in the sector going to respond to EasyFX.
EasyFX, online forex trading at your convenience.
Well, on that technology note, let's head for a short commercial break. But do stay with us as we still have so much more lined up for you on the other side, including matters agribusiness. See you shortly. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. This is Business News Now. Let's head on to matters agribusiness. Promoting agribusiness investment networking and trade for youth is a platform that brings together local, regional and international stakeholders working towards supporting the youth in the agri-food sector. And today, Paint Y held the National Youth in Agribusiness Forum at the Safari Park Hotel, and our reporter Karari John has more details.
Agriculture, which is the backbone of many emerging economies, including Kenya, is facing a low involvement of the youth, resulting to an aging sector. If this trend continues, with the rate of unemployment on the rise, food insecurity and limited economic development is a stark reality. Keynote speaker, food security young expert Nke Humalda from the Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands started off by reiterating the partnership of the Kingdom of Netherlands has had with Kenya in support of the agricultural sector.
In the last 5 years, we've supported 550 Kenyans to study in the Netherlands, many of which choose for a subject in agriculture. 2/3 of the people we supported were trained in a subject related to agriculture, for example at the Wageningen University, but also at more practical institutes. And I think especially this practical training is of utmost importance. I strongly believe that the knowledge exchange between the Netherlands and Kenya is something that's essential if we want to create this agricultural transformation.
She went ahead to appreciate the fact that there are challenges which exist, but went on to urge the attendees to focus on the opportunities agribusiness presents.
Despite our efforts, we are aware of the challenges. They've been mentioned before. Youth have limited access to land, limited access to finance, and not always have the right skills that match the markets, or have a difficulty accessing the markets. But there are opportunities as well. For example, youth are often seen as a key player to introduce technology and new agricultural practices into agriculture. So today I also encourage you all to look at the opportunities and discuss practical solutions and ideas to better include youth in agriculture. We are aware of the challenges. We will take them into account today. But today is an opportunity to go further than naming the challenges. It's an opportunity to go into this room full of talented and engaged people, most of whom are youth themselves, to create new linkages, to accelerate new ideas, to learn from each other, and to encourage each other to do more.
Founder Mwihoko community-based organization, a small-scale farmers group based in Gatondo, Patrick Nderito, highlighted the importance of agribusiness and why the youth should venture into it.
This is the right time because agriculture is where everything is going right now. We are seeing a very huge level of urbanization. Urban centers are growing. I have grown up in Kiambu. I live in Kiambu County, and I'm seeing coffee farms being converted into residential houses. And so that is meaning that the metropolitan is expanding rapidly. But what will happen with that is that the people needing food will be more than people who are doing the actual farming. And so agribusiness is the next gold mine in this country.
Financing has been a major challenge in agri-business, and Patrick pointed out what Mwihoko CBO has done to make financing more accessible to their youthful farmers.
If you need a certain amount of money, and agribusiness can be capital intensive, you will not be able to be sustained by a group, say, that has a capital of 50,000 or 100,000 Kenya shillings. So what we did is that we first of all tried to approach financial institutions, but they were a bit hesitant. They felt it was a bit risky. And so what we decided was to collapse the village savings and loans associations that we had in our community into one community bank. We started that in 2014, though the idea was conceived in 2013. We started with about 30,000 Kenya shillings. Today, as we stand here, we are at about 20 million Kenya shillings. And now our farmers, our youthful farmers and other farmers are able to attain resources much easier.
The youth should be educated on farming techniques and technologies, and the school curriculum endeavor should showcase agriculture positively, not as a practice for the poor. Such efforts will go a long way in reducing poverty amongst the youth while strengthening food security in the country. Reporting for Bramplus TV, I am Corey John Wambugu.
Probably you can talk about mentorship because
DPO Group, the leading payment service provider in Africa, has announced a partnership with CRS, an airline customer reservation system that will see DPO power all the systems at the back end, ensuring all parties receive their payments in real time. The announcement was made at the CRS Network's annual customer conference held in Nairobi. Take a look.
Presenting to you the most basic scam ever,
Speaking at the launch, DPO Group CEO Iran Feinstein first went on to explain what DPO does.
The company processes payments between customer to business, to merchants, between business and other vendors and their other sellers. The company also secures all payments by providing an end-to-end fraud and risk solution.
CRS founder and CEO Hadassi Turner equally went on to explain what his company does, just to sink in the importance of this partnership.
CRS is a PSS system and we provide the airlines, small to medium carriers, with the option to manage their entire booking inventory, distribution, analytics, reporting, revenue management, and DCS, departure control systems, into a one-suite solution that we provide, which can be easily implemented within 1 week within an airline, and that includes distribution within the AeroCRS network, which is a service that we provide.
Aaron equally went ahead and clearly articulated the place of the product DPO offers in the market and the new partnership with AeroCRS.
DPO for more than a decade works very closely with AeroCRS. We serve the airline industry all across the continent. DPO process payments for more than 50 airlines all across the globe and across Africa, most of them also with AeroCRS.
Hadathi equally stated the place of the services offered by AeroCRS in the market.
Our key solution are the PSS system, which is a passenger service system where the airline can put all their inventory, seats, fares, revenue, management rules, and then distribute those seats in several OTAs on their own website. We also provide them with a full internet booking engine, which includes a content management system. So for the airlines, a one-suite solution that is provided to them, cost-effective, of course, and that can be implemented quite easily.
Finally, Aaron said airlines that get to adopt their product will have a set of benefits to enjoy, key being ease of payment.
When an airline joins AeroCRS, that airline will process their payments with DPO. DPO will provide a seamless payment solution which goes via the AeroCRS platform where the customer can pay easily, securely, and very, very fast.
The AeroCRS network, which was launched recently, provides a cloud-based platform to help regional and local airlines get more distribution on online travel agents, meta searches, and different aggregators all over the world. Payment to the system can be made using all cards and mobile money from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Ghana, and Rwanda.
The case happened with a customer in Kenya.
Association of Practitioners in Advertising, APA, which is mandated to enforce advertising standards through adherence to the Code of Advertising Practice, yesterday night launched its annual Creative Week, which will culminate with the APA Awards 2018 this Friday. See for yourself.
Association of Practitioners in Advertising, APA, was established to facilitate the members' agency in promoting the highest standards of effective advertising, in working with the government and regulators in developing strong competitive media and free and responsible communication, backed by powerful self-regulation in working with the media on terms of business, recognition and research. On Monday night, APA, in a cocktail event, launched the APA Creative Week at Coca-Cola Center. The week-long activities stretch to Friday, where there will be an award ceremony which seeks to recognize the application of creative excellence in the way brands and businesses communicate. Speaking during the launch, APA chairperson Gil Kimami took the chance to walk down the memory lane.
I think first we need to recognize that for the longest time, about 10 or 11 years or so, the APA wasn't functional per se. So in the past, 4 or 5 years, we've been able to have the APA back on track. And the whole purpose of us actually getting the APA back on track is to ensure that, as we grow as an industry, we are able to foster everything creative. We are able to have, young talent, join the industry. Because again, in order for us to be able to build brands, we need to ensure that we do have the human capacity and capability that we need.
Creativity being at the center of APA Creative Week, the chairman had this to say about Kenya's creativity space.
Creativity is improving. As an industry, we always have to benchmark ourselves, against best practice markets, be it South Africa, be it Europe, be it North Africa, or the likes. So it is improving. There's a lot that we can do, and through APA, that's something we're going to foster as we go along. I think and I believe that we can do much more. We can actually, in time, have Kenya be known, as a creative center on the continent, and I think that's what we will attempt to do in the coming years.
Kimami then went ahead to highlight what to expect during Friday's award ceremony.
The categories are the same. That hasn't changed at all. What we've done differently, more so around the judging panel. Through Monty's team, we've been able to get international judges, to oversee the whole process, to give it more credibility, and to have the whole creative industry in Kenya actually understand that there's no bias into the process, and that those international judges coming also kind of elevate the type of creativity or creative one to see being outputted in this market.
As brand wait for Friday, with bated breath, it is evident that there is greater need to nurture creativity beyond the traditional realms, if it's to translate to economic benefits for the country.
Let us now take a look at how the markets performed today. Here is a summary. That is just a summary of how the markets performed, but for more in-depth analysis of the same, tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for my next big bet with Rachel Deritu and Karanja Daniel. Let's now take a look at the day's weather reports. That's all from the Business News Desk tonight. On behalf of everyone that made it a success, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow, same place, same time, or rather at 9 p.m. But until then, think business, culture, and lifestyle. Have a good night.